Hello, everybody. My name is Zach Waldron, and today I'm going to present uh, on the education of a geographer for Dr. Joby Bass's Contemporary Issues in Geography, which is the capstone for geography. All right, let's get started by outlining what will be covered today. I'll begin by defining geography, and then discussing what a geographer does, the education that's needed, key skills that are necessary for geographers, some different fields of geography, and then a brief overview of what geography careers are out there. All right, let's begin. Talk about where the word geography comes from, and then give a definition of what it means. So, the word geography comes from Greek origins, from geo meaning the earth, and graphia meaning to write, so to write the earth. Um, And then the American Association of Geographies defines geography as the study of relationships between people and the land they live on. And I'll take it a step further and say it's essentially how humans interact with their environment and the environment that they live in. So now let's look at what a geographer actually does. Geographers analyze spatial relationships from human activities and natural features and really how they're connected on the earth. They also can study, anything from weather, climate patterns to different landforms to human settlements and beyond. One of the best tools that a geographer can use is geographic information systems and technology, or GIS and T. A lot of people add that T. To analyze that data that we're constantly collecting. Um, they can do this to contribute to uh, urban planning, disaster response, environmental sustainability, and the list goes on and on. Um, Now, I kind of want to talk about this guy here on the left, Arathosthene. Um, he was, I think, a lot of people consider him kind of the first geographer um, back from ancient Greek times. Really smart dude. He was able to figure out the circumference of the Earth before we even knew that America existed and beyond. Uh, he also, I think if I remember correctly, he was able to um, calculate the distance from the Earth to the Sun or the Moon. I can't remember really. So it's just really an all around smart dude. Um, if you can't tell, judging by the size of his noggin there. All right, let's move on to the different educational pathways to become a geographer. And really, it starts in grade school pretty early on. Um, then moves on to college where you can get an undergraduate degree, as I think all four of us in this class are doing. And then beyond that, your master's degree, and if you decide to get a doctorate, you can go that path as well. I know I was asked the other day about what got me interested in geography, and really got to thinking about it afterwards later on that day. And I can remember getting a globe for my fifth birthday and being very interested in it. And it's a globe that I still have. It sits in my living room, actually. And then I can remember riding around with my dad, who was a traveling salesman at the time, and he always had an atlas before, um, we had maps on our phone or on a little screen in our car. It's always been an interesting subject for me. So let's talk about that early interest in geography in grade school, more specifically later grade school and high school. Um, if there's any high school student that has interest in geography, I would of course tell them to take a high school geography class that lays the foundations for geography. Um, of course, all the maths that they can take, algebra, geometry, trig, calculus, and beyond if it's offered. Science classes such as biology, chemistry, or really any of the STEM classes, or all the STEM classes that they can take, along with any history classes, social studies classes, if there's any cultural classes that are offered, um, that would be a plus. And of course, computer sciences that really teaches students how to use a computer, the inner workings, how to code. Um, a lot of high schools offer extracurricular activities and clubs. If they have a geography club, that would be a great way to a great place to start. Any STEM clubs, international clubs. This is here to the left is a screen grab from just one sheet or one page, I should say, from Ocean Springs High School, where I have a kid there right now, who's actually in the First One International Club. Really showcases and introduces them to different cultures across the world. In fact, not too long ago, they had a kind of symposium over in Mobile that had a lot of different cultures there and religion. They even had food they could taste. It was a really, really neat little deal that they had. Robotics, teach them how to work computers and how to apply them. Science club, science bowl, just to name a few. Okay, now that we've gotten through high school and graduated, let's take a quick look at what's needed at the undergraduate level to get your bachelor's. Of course, you need core geography classes, definitely a 101. Really importantly, your GIS classes, how to make maps. Here at USM's 210, it's cartography. 217 is GIS, spatial analysis, 418, and of course, I would even take it a step further and say the remote sensing classes that are offered. I think it's 411 and 412. The human and cultural geography with Dr. Bass here. Physical geography, I think, is weather and climate, land and water. It's really good classes to take. The field methods class, which is a class on field work and a little bit of research. And I have here that Carlos Sauer in his paper, The Education of Geographer, really stresses the importance of field work, and that's 315 is a really good class to kind of learn the foundations of field work, so you can go out later on. While you're in college, you should really really sharpen, I should say, your skills in writing, your speaking, get you kind of ready for the real world. I really think that's what we're doing here in this class. Anyways, oftentimes a minor is required to broaden students' skills, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on and why this is important. And of course, any time off or during the year, internships are great for real world experience that get you prepared for a job later on. Photographers choose to continue their education and get a master's degree. In a master's program, usually are focused on broadening your skill set and getting more specialized skills. It's often in more advanced GIS classes, remote sensing classes, etc. At many universities, I believe, including USM, you're required to do a thesis where you research a topic and present it in a thesis. Most master's students, after they've graduated, will go on to seek employment in government positions, at many different levels, and from federal all the way down to um, the local level. For those wanting to pursue a career in academia or even more advanced research positions, a PhD is usually the next step. And a PhD, students will conduct original research, publish their findings, and contribute to geography's uh, wide field of knowledge. These programs usually take about 4 to 7 years to complete, and you must defend your dissertation that of your your independent research, I should say. Um, a PhD is essential if you want to teach or, like I said before, do more advanced research. So geography is inherently an interdisciplinary study, meaning you can't really do geography without knowing about another field or another type of study. Each one of the papers that I had to read for this assignment that are posted in Canvas and the schedule really stress this. Complementary fields that relate to geography or the physical sciences, geology, chemistry, sciences like that, biological sciences, social sciences, cultural studies, even historical. I've really found this diagram here on this slide to be useful and really shows how much you can do with geography and how you have to relate it back to another field. All right, now we'll talk about some key skills that geographers need to learn and know. I think information systems and technology, often shortened to GIS or GIS&T, is probably the essential tool for geographers. These are computer systems that help gather and analyze and visualize different spatial data that allow geographers to study the relationships between different places. GIS can incorporate remotely sensed images like from satellites and even drones. That can make it useful for different studies like environmental studies, disaster response, urban planning, and a ton more. One essential skill to have when working with GIS is coding skills, especially Python, since that's the one that ArcGIS uses. And this makes it easier for automation and spatial analysis and all different types of data visualization, since they rely on different programming. There was some research done by the Schlemper and his colleagues that found that over half of the geography-related skills involve GIS and technology, which really highlights the importance in finding a job after college and beyond. Some other key skills to have are the ability to do field work and research and really get that hands-on experience doing that. Analyzing data, interpreting it. A big one that I'm currently working on is writing and communication, but also leadership and project management. And tied in with that is really teamwork, problem solving, critical thinking, and adaptability are also key skills to have in a workplace when working with other people. All right, here's just a couple different career options. I'll be brief with this, but there's you could find a job in different government agencies at the federal, state, and local, especially local, as city planners and urban planners. Private sector, you could be a GIS analyst, you could be a surveyor, you could be in consulting, real estate, logistics, grocery. There's a ton you can do. Nonprofits and non-government organizations, they help in conservation, disaster relief, a ton of research, and of course academia, either teaching or doing research. This little blurb off to the right here is just to sum it up. It says that there's, the need for college educated folks and careers has grown dramatically, and it's going to continue to grow by 3% in the next 10 years. Wrap things up, geography is a broad interdisciplinary field with a variety of career opportunities. Education can start at the early stages of grade school all the way through higher education. GIS and research, field work, and are all key skills to learn. And again, geography careers exist in a wide variety of fields. Thanks for listening to me drone on, and I look forward to hearing all of y'all's in the coming weeks. Thanks.